Hello, good evening, good afternoon, or should I say good morning to all of you watching from all around the world. And one thing I learned here at the European Championship is there's 6 million sailors out there been doing the Optimist. So fantastic to hear and see. Welcome to tonight's show of the 2022 Optimist European Championship. My name is Thomas Bjørnlytti and I'm going to be your guide today and guide you to what happened. But before we are going on water, it's important that we meet some of the sailors and hear what they feel about everything.
I'm Charlie Bridger and I come from Christchurch, New Zealand. It's been pretty good, just missed out on gold, but I've been really enjoying Sonnenberg, really warm, great sailing conditions. I don't know, I hope I can get top 20 most races, but I don't know, aiming for top gold fleet. I mean, no, silver, yeah.
My name is Dasha Herchenko. I'm from Ukraine. My race in Sonnenberg it's not very good. I think I be better, but it's okay for me results. But I want be better, and after European Championship, I now I understand my troubles in me in boat in racing, and I be training after European Championship, and I want to be better. I really don't like light wind, but I today didn't know I be think, and I want to have a good race today, but I don't like light wind, but I big.
Hey, did we hear you right? The European Championship? But what is New Zealand doing here? Yeah, they are here because there's also an open championship. Everybody around the world is welcome at the European Championship, but they can't win the European Championship. But don't worry, they're here, they're fighting for it, have a lot of experience, but also having fun together with the most sailors in an Optimist event in the world. We really love it. That's really good. But now, let's go to our favorite Dutch. She's here to explain us more about the Optimist.
I'm Jules, I'm from the Netherlands. I sail an Optimist and I'm now in Denmark Sonnenborg. We're going to talk about maneuvering, and when you want to tack or jibe, you need to use your rudder to move the boat to another position. But because the rudder is so big compared to an Optimist, you also need to use your body weight, because otherwise you will be slowing yourself down. So when you are sailing an Optimist, when you move your weight out, your boat will go a bit more down, and when you sit more in your boat, your body weight will go in the boat and will moving a bit more up. So that's how you can help your boat. It still needs to steer, but it will be way faster. When you tack, you move your rudder out and you grab your main sheet, you pull in, you step to the other side, you sit down, switch hands, so your joystick's in the right hand, in your backhand, and your main sheet is in your other hand, and then you sit down and you continue to gain speed. And with a jibe, you need to when your dagger board is pretty high up, you put that a bit down, you move a little bit out with your body, so your boat will go that way, you want to, so it moves a bit more to the wind. Your sail will come over, you step with your back foot to the other side, and you sit down again. You put your dagger board up, and then you're done.
Talking about maneuvering, it sounds so easy, but still it's pretty hard done. But one thing I'm very amazed about is how great these young sailors are to maneuvering a boat. But something they're having a little bit of a hard time is remembering the rules. But you can't be best in everything when you are youth sailors. But don't worry, this is how it is. But we will see a little bit about maneuvering. We have a drone driver out there, and he recorded some really cool top mark roundings for us. So let's just have a small scene about what is maneuvering at a top mark. Just see these amazing pictures of the sailors maneuvering at the top mark, and just see how they are using their body weight, stepping around in the boat as we just got explained. But you also saw some things up there. You saw there are some special rules, and one of them is called rule number 10 of right of way. And actually it's a little bit like driving car if you're new to sailing and you are a parent and want to know the rules. You need to take care of those coming from the right hand side of your sailing direction. They have the right of way, and if they're coming, you need to bear away and give room for them. But enough about rules, enough about maneuvering. Let's go to the harbor and meet some sailors.
Hello, I'm Luke Elliott and I'm sailing for Great Britain. I come from Guernsey Yacht Club and I've sailed since I was 6 years old. I can't wait for today's racing because I've not done that well this event, but I'm hoping to get right up there and get some top fives in the races. It's really light and I like heavy wind sailing, but I've got my rig setup's nice. I've got my luff all loose and I've got my kicker loose, and I think I'm gonna have a really good day of racing.
My name is Joaquin Valero and I come from Alicante in Spain. It's been a very fun week and there have been very difficult races and very difficult circumstances, but I have got in goal, so today I'm going to try my best. I prefer light wind, so I think today is going to be a very good day for me.
See the friendship, see the spark in the eyes of the young sailors. Just see how fun they're having on the harbor. Great experience all the way. But it's not all fun. We're also here for competition. And today, the final series starts. So we are going to focus on one thing today. Who is going to be the European champion? So we will look into the Golden Fleet. So let's see the overall results of the boys' Golden Fleet. Looking at this big scoreboard, you can see they have been doing 8 races in total. They have been doing 6 qualifications, and then you can see 7 and 8, there's an F behind it, meaning it's the final series. Then they're getting points, all about which position they have. If they win, they get 1 point. If they get second, they get 2 points. Third, 3 points. 10th, 10 points. And that's the way it's working. And then you can see there are also some numbers that is captured inside inheritance, and when you look into that, it's because it's a discarded result. They can only discard 1 result overall, and that's the worst result they've been doing in the whole race series. Right now, after today's races, it is from Italy. Arthur Bringhenti, he's in the lead with 22 points. But you can see in total he has 71 points. But because the result with 49 points is being discarded, he only has 22 points. He's closely followed by a Greek. And then there's a small gap to third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. That is very, very close with 38, 38, 39, and 39 in the overall result. And one of them there, he's from Denmark. He's called Erik Havemann, and he actually had some great races today. But this was the result of the boys. And remember, the one in the top, if he's European, or the highest position European sailor, is going to be the European champion 2022 in the Optimist. Let's go to the girls' results. Now let's go into the girls' result. In the lead, it's an Italian called Emilia Salvatore. Second place, Clara Siege from Germany. And then we have a French girl in third, and from Thailand in fourth. Results-wise, the Italian has been doing a great job. But look at the scoreboard of the Italian. She had a result called STP written about it, meaning she got penalties. And it's because the safety when they're coming in, they are doing some, we heard it yesterday in the measurements, when they're coming into shore, they need to show that they're keeping the safety. And if they don't have kept all the safety and all the issues that's described in the class, they will get some penalty points. And that race, she got penalty points. But it was the worst race she has been doing in the whole campaign, so it's discarded. But you can also see here a big mistake in the racing. You will drop positions. And in the girls, right now, it's half the fleet participating in the gold fleet. So a last position will actually gain you 55 points in total. So the European Championship is on, and tomorrow the last races is coming in. Until now, the wind conditions has been 4 different days, 4 different types of wind and weather. Today it's been very, very hot, very, very light wind. And when I look at the weather forecast for tomorrow, it looks like things are going to change. But before we're talking more about that, we had the chance to meet the president of IOTA Europe, and also she's vice president of IOTA in the world. So please welcome Carmen Casco here in studio.
Hello, my name is Carmen Casco. I'm from Switzerland, and I'm vice president of International Optimist Thinking Class, and I'm also a president for European countries. As you know, we have IOTA standing actually for International Optimist Thinking Class. We are also a member of World Sailing. Our objectives are, to govern the class. And we have 7 championships every year, I think. Yes, we have the World Championship, we have the European Championship, we have the Team Racing European Championship, we have the North and South American Championship, then we have the Asian Oceanian Championship, and then there is the African Championship. So it's a lot of going on, it requires a lot of manpower, a lot of work, and yes, it's volunteer work, so we are a non-profit association. The European Championship is actually one of the biggest events, IOTA event, and it's also very special because it's the only IOTA event where we run a boys fleet and a girls fleet. All the other events, are mixed. But as we are so big, we are separating the 2 fleets. And this one is very, very special because actually Denmark is the birthplace of the Optimist, so this place here is very, very, very special. And I'm very happy this year because we have 143 boys and 111 girls. That means we have a growth of 40% compared to the 220. Next year, as we already said, it's the 5th anniversary of Optimist, of the Optimist class, you know. We're going to have the World Championship in Spain, in Valladolid, and it's going to be very special, you know. But I don't want to tell too much about it because it's going to be a secret for now. Okay. It's the biggest class, the biggest sailing class. I think we have almost like 6 million members, if I'm not completely wrong, you know. I think it's good. We have this class and I'm very happy to be part of it.
Wow, the world's biggest class, up to 6 million members. But as you heard, next year it's the 50 years anniversary of the class. But what you didn't know was that it's 60 years ago next year the World Championship was formed in the class. And it's 17 years next year that the Optimist was invented. And as Carmen said, hey, it all started in Denmark. And I know Sønderborg, the local organizers, and also as we heard yesterday, when we had the president of the sport of Denmark and head of the Olympic Committee of Denmark, he visited us and he said, wow, finally we have a sailing event of IOTA again on Danish ground, and it's only the second time. But with all that said, I promised to talk a little bit about the weather tomorrow. Today, light wind, 33 degrees, very hot for Danes to be today, almost a very perfect summer day. And now it seems to shift yet again. Tomorrow early, we will have 13 degrees. The rain will come during the racing. So everything can happen. Nobody is sure of winning the European Championship before the last races are finished. 5 days, 5 different racing conditions. And now it's time to see what happened in the 2 golden fleets today, the boys and the girls. Light winds, sunny weather, and maybe one of the warmest days in Denmark this summer. 33 degrees outside. But on the water, the wind shift was going to have an impact on the racing. Wind coming from a bearing of 110 degrees, and the wind showing a pressure of 8 knots during the whole racing day. Race 7, Boys Gold Fleet. New weather conditions, same race area as yesterday, and a lot of expectations for today's Golden Fleet. The final series of the 2022 Optimist European Championship has started. 48 boys are ready to fight for the title. The start of the Boys Gold Fleet was very clean and had no penalties. The fleet was spread out, but there were a small concentration at the committee boat. In light winds, it's all about getting a position where you will not get covered by your opponents. At the first halfway upwind, the sailors were seeking not to get covered behind the others. The boats going to the right hand side in the start and then cross into the middle halfway up looked like the winners of the first upwind leg. But Denmark 8-6-7-3, the Dane Erik Havemann won the duel by starting going to the left hand side, and then with only 6 tacks upwind he was speeding away from rest of the fleet. Erik rounded the top mark with 39 meters to second place, Italy 9-7-1-0. Downwind, the Dane sailed a shorter distance towards the mark and increases his lead to 61 meters when rounding the gate mark. Behind him 3 Italians, Italy 9-7-59, Italy 9-7-10, Italy 9-7-48, and an Israeli boy, Israel 160, fought for the top 5 positions. Upwind, the Dane Erik defended his lead and won the race. The pack behind him started fighting upwind, a fight that opened up the race and invited USA 21-853 into the race together with the Swiss. The Italians defended their positions and took 3rd to 5th place in the race. Race 8, Boys Gold Fleet. Second race in the Gold Fleet. A large fight for position with 22 boats at the committee boat. France 2968 got 2 yellow flags and a DSQ. The main fleet headed towards the left-hand side, either to cover up other boats or to follow the wind shift. France 2849 kept himself in the top of the fleet in the middle of the race course. He managed to defend his position and rounded the top mark first. But just at the top mark, Italy 9486 got covered and need to bear away, but there was no room, so he had to go 3 positions behind to find room to round the mark. Italy 9486 dropped to 4th position. Downwind, France 2849 got free space and started sailing away from the fleet. But it was a Dane, Erik Havemann, that did the best downwind, coming from 5th position and rounding the gate mark in 2nd. 9 boats was at the gate mark within 10 meters of each other, and a tight race upwind towards the finish line had begun. 3 boats going to the left-hand side. It was France 2849, Denmark 8673 and Greek 2880. Rest going to the right-hand side. And it was the Dane and the Greek doing the best tactic by short after the gate mark, tacking upwind towards the middle. They were going to follow each other upwind to the finish line in a tack battle, and suddenly they got followership by a Swiss and an Italian. The Italian 9486 Gabriel Vitti took the lead and defended it and won the race. Just before the finish line, Greek 2880 managed to go ahead of Denmark's Erik Havemann and won the 2nd place. Race 7, Girls Gold Fleet. The Girls Gold Fleet was ready to fight for the European Championship. 56 girls came to start, and it was a start with a huge fight for position. The fighting was either at the committee boat or at the pin-end mark, and it looked like the sailors at the pin-end mark was going to have a great upwind leg, with Greek 2971 in the lead and heading towards the left-hand side. Brazil 4215 got 2 yellow flags and was DSQ'd in the start. But arriving at the top mark, Italy 9547, Aurora Ambrose found her way to the lead. She came from the right-hand side and tacked her way into the middle of the race course, and at the top she pressured Greek 2971 to 3rd place. Downwind, the fleet spread out to capture the win, but it was the Italian and the Greek sailing away from the fleet. They had clean air to sail the shortest distance towards the mark. Italy's 9547 Aurora Ambrose got more speed and rounded the gate mark with 51 meters to the Greek, that had been caught up by rest of the leading group. Upwind, Italy 9547 defended her position and took the victory. The Greek lost her 2nd position to an Italian girl. The Greek had chosen to sail 2/3 of the way towards the right-hand side, following a Spanish girl to defend her position. But in the middle, the Italian 9760 found speed and took that 2nd position away from the Greek. Race 8, Girls Gold Fleet. There was a huge fighting across the starting line to get the best position when they were going to race upwind. It looked like the left-hand side of the race course would pay out. Large part of the fleet was going to the left-hand side and halfway crossing up towards the middle. Close fighting and a lot of tacks in the middle changed that advantage in the left-hand side, and Norwegian Hanna Tvide had a clear path and came from the right-hand side and took the lead at the mark rounding, closely followed by an Italian, Emilia Salvatore. Downwind, both of them managed to get clean air and raced towards the gate mark. Behind them, in 3rd, Italy 9.6.93 found wind and approached the leaders. At the gate mark, top 3 splitted, with the 2 Italians going towards the left and the Norwegian going towards the right, in the hope of getting the opportunity to cross above the Italians. The leaders started fighting upwind, and that slowed them down and opened up the race for position 4 and position 5. Italy 9.7.60, Emilia Salvatore took the victory, and just before the finish line, Italy 9.5.47 and Italy 9.6.93 took second and third in front of the Norwegian girl. Wow, great photos, great work. We have a lot of volunteer photographers out there helping us, supporting us with their drones. And I have to send my best thought to one of the drone drivers. Sadly, his drone drowned today, hitting one of the boats and went to the sea. But luckily we got his images for the girls' fleet anyhow, but we couldn't get it in the same quality as the boys. But don't worry, tomorrow we will have it again. But if you find a drone in the water and you're going out diving, then please return it if you find it. But it might be lost forever. With that said, we are at the European Championship, so let's see the results one time again. Let's go to the boys' fleet. The boys' fleet, it's led by the Italian Arthur Bringhenti, then the Greek in second, 2 Italians and a Dane. This top 5, if you look into it, all of them has been taking victories, except 4th position. He's just been consistent. But everything is for the taking tomorrow in the boys' fleet, because the weather is going to shift, and maybe in favor for the Dane, because rumors saying that Italians and Spanish sailors are not used to sail in the same rainy conditions as the Danes are. But we will see. It's all about the fighting, and tomorrow we're going to crown a European champion. Let's go to the girls' results. The girls, also a huge fight. And if you see second position, that's Clara Siege from Germany. If you look at her, she hasn't been winning a race. She even not got a top 3 at all. But still, she's in second position, and everything can happen. If you think that Emilia Salvatore from Italy in the first position, she's safe. I have to say, no, she's not. If she gets 2 yellow flags, let's just say that, 2 penalties in one race, then she will get last position and maximum points, and everything is lost. So, top sailors really need to focus. All of these sailors can take the victory tomorrow. So, don't worry, there's going to be a lot of excitement for tomorrow. And now, thank you for all of you watching this, and please go to the social medias. On Facebook 2022 Optimist European Championship, you can see a lot of pictures. I think we now rounded 2,000 pictures up there for the event. A lot of cool photos and also some small video clips of the event. Then we also have to say a huge thank you to all the volunteers doing a great job up there. And one of them, he is helping us doing some updates online and writing some stories. So if you want to have a race resume every day, then in the evening or the day in the morning, you can go to optiworld.org and read what happened yesterday or today. With that said, my name is Thomas Bjørn Lytti, and thank you for tonight. And to all of you, I wish the best of all of you in the racing tomorrow.